Welcome to the Exemplars tour of problem solving for the 21st century, built for the TEKS. To assist Texas educators in teaching a focused math curriculum, Exemplars has grouped the TEKS into rich units of study for grades K through 5. More than 380 problem-solving tasks have been developed to address the big mathematical ideas within each unit. These may be used as supplements to your existing math curriculum. Let's start our tour by reviewing Grade 3. Each grade in this program has its own landing page and resource documents. Tasks are organized by units of study. Rubrics are an important component of Exemplars. Each assessment rubric may be accessed here as well as on each task. The Tools for Success provides users with valuable information on planning, instruction, and assessment. Printable classroom resources for student use are also available here as well. Let's look at the place value unit for Grade 3. All of the tasks that have been developed to address the big mathematical ideas in the place value unit are listed on this page. A definition of the unit is provided. The standards covered in this unit are also listed. Exemplars provides educators with a series of instructional, formative assessment tasks that can be used to introduce or explore math concepts. Corresponding summative assessments are also provided. These tasks are designed to evaluate if a student meets the TEKS standards in a particular unit. Anchor papers and scoring rationales are included with each of these tasks. By changing the criteria in either of these boxes, users can search for tasks by other units of study or by TEKS standards. Let's look at the Instructional Formative Assessment Task sample, Insects in Jars. Instructional tasks are intended to be used as opportunities for students to learn new mathematical strategies, language, and representations. They may also be done in pairs, groups, or as a whole class. Direct instruction may also be used to question and support classroom discussion around the underlying math concept. Depending on a teacher's objective, these tasks may be used for formative assessment. The unit associated with each task is noted in the yellow box. Each task is also aligned to the TEKS mathematical process standards. A complete definition of each standard can be viewed by clicking on the corresponding links. To meet individual student needs, these tasks are differentiated at 3 entry points. Each problem includes a more accessible and a more challenging version. Each version contains its own printer-friendly overhead, making it easy to hand out in class. The task-specific evidence provides an overview of what students are expected to do in order to solve the problem. The underlying mathematical concepts found in each task, as well as the possible problem-solving strategies, mathematical vocabulary, and symbolic representation are also included. Possible solutions are provided as well as examples of mathematical connections. All of this information may be accessed at a glance for teachers on the printer-friendly preliminary planning sheet. A printer-friendly version of Exemplars assessment rubric can be accessed here. This may be used in combination with the preliminary planning sheet as a tool for formative assessment. A more detailed explanation of our rubrics will follow in our review of a summative assessment task. Now let's look at the summative assessment task, Hometowns, for the place value unit. Exemplar summative assessment tasks are designed to evaluate if the student meets the TEKS standards in a particular unit. These tasks include the same components as the instructional formative assessment tasks, with 2 exceptions. They include student anchor papers and scoring rationales, and they are not differentiated. Summative assessment tasks feature samples of student work and scoring rationales at the 4 performance levels of Exemplars assessment rubric: Novice, Apprentice, Practitioner, which meets the standard, and Expert. These tools demonstrate for teachers what work meets and does not meet the standard and explains why. The scoring rationales describe why each piece of student work is assessed at the specific performance level for each of the Exemplars rubric criterion. In many cases, there is more than one anchor paper associated with a level of performance. These are intended to demonstrate different strategies a student might use or a different misconception a student might have. Anchor papers and scoring rationales are designed to provide guidelines and support for teachers as they assess their own students' performance in problem solving. These are also a valuable staff development tool. Additionally, these resources may be used with students as a basis for self and peer assessment. They offer an effective way to provide students with examples of what work meets the standard. A printer-friendly version of these may be accessed here. A printer-friendly version of the Exemplars assessment rubric may be accessed here. Exemplars rubric criteria reflect the NCTM process standards and support the TEKS mathematical process standards. Teachers use our assessment rubric to assess student work. There are 4 levels of performance: novice, apprentice, practitioner, which meets the standard, and expert. Our scoring rubric allows teachers to examine student work against a set of analytic criteria to determine student performance. This assessment tool is designed to identify what is important, define what meets the standard, and distinguish between different levels of performance. Exemplars also provides a rubric for students that features kid-friendly language and images. This may also be used for self and peer assessment. Exemplars problem solving is the perfect supplement for the TEKS. Sign up for a free trial at exemplars.com/products/math/TEKS.